Next up is our speaker for the evening, Mr. Tanishq Wadhwani. Before I hand it over to his evaluator, I'd like to give him an intro. In today's world, creating clear, engaging presentations is essential, but it's often one of the most time-consuming parts of our work. What if we could turn ideas into polished slides in minutes instead of hours? Tonight, we explore exactly that. Our keynote will focus on how to use ChatGPT to create and complete PowerPoint presentations from scratch with practical strategies and step-by-step methods for turning prompts into structured, visually ready slide decks. Guiding us through this session is Tanishq Wadhwani, founder and CEO of Shamir, an innovation-driven company transforming the way people make payments through AI and blockchain. He believes AI isn't a replacement for creativity, but a tool that enhances it. I will now turn over to Tanishq's evaluator, Ray.
Right? I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to do at this point other than to express thanksgiving for this opportunity to occur. I'm going to take careful notes as I explained previously, and I probably have missed important notifications as to what I was exactly supposed to do at this point in time. But I would like to turn it to Tanish to get on with the speech. I do not know the exact title other than I'm expecting some kind of AI assisted PowerPoint presentation, which is going to really help us find out what the point is of so many years of PowerPoint and a little bit of power along with it. So, Tanish, please help us out with educational Thanksgiving here.
It was November 2025. My alma mater, my college, calls me up. Tanishq, we need you for a conference. We have a conference coming up. We need you to give a 1 hour keynote on how to build a technology company from scratch. 1 hour keynote? I mean, I already have so much going on. I have a company to run. Then there's this Toastmasters. Then I have this responsibility of making sure that me and my other friends that are in their 20s are having fun. It's so much to deal with at the same time. And but at the same time, the opportunity is huge. Educating college kids towards starting their own companies, that is going to create so much impact. So, how do I go about it? My schedule is hectic and I have this huge keynote coming up. Now, if this would have been the pre chat GPT or the pre AI era, this would have been really hectic. Like, I would have to cancel some things in my schedule to make sure that I have time to prepare for this. Preparing for a 1 hour keynote usually takes days. However, ChatGPT changed all of that. And today I'm going to show you exactly how you can use ChatGPT to cut that time down from days to hours. First of all, I hope you all can see my screen. Okay, cool. First of all, we'll go to ChatGPT. Now, as soon as you go to ChatGPT, this pop-up comes up which asks you to sign in. You want to sign in to do what we are about to do. So continue with Google, continue with Apple, Microsoft, whatever you prefer. and it used my Google account to log me in. Just give me a second. Okay, so now we are in your chat GPT. Um, this is what it looks like. You will have this chat window, and this is where you want to go and start typing in stuff, which I am about to show you. Now, I had already done this because it does takes a few minutes to respond for like every single prompt. So I've already like done this. So I'll just give you a brief overview of how to go about it. But when you want to replicate this process, all you want to do is copy this prompt or write this similar prompt here in your chat box. Like when you go to a new chat, which I just showed you, you go there and you type in these prompts. So we have to prepare a PowerPoint from scratch. And by scratch, I mean you are not going to give it the content. You want it to generate the content all from scratch. Okay. So all you're going to tell it is what our objective is, and we want AI to do everything that we require. We do not give custom content as of now. So this is how I start my process. I'll just tell it that I have to give a 1 hour talk to Indian engineering college students about how to build a technology startup from scratch. What would be the best way to go about it? Now, this prompt is about planning the whole talk. It's not about creating content. It's not about creating slides. The first prompt is just about ideation. I have 1 hour. What all do we want to do? Do we want to include Q&A? Do we want to include activities? We want to think about all of those things before we go down to the PowerPoint process. Now, when you are typing in this prompt for yourself, this is the most important thing to remember about. What would be the best way to go about it? So it comes up with a whole comprehensive plan. You can modify this part of the prompt based on your requirement. Let's say you can type in, I have to give a 5 minute speech to at my Toastmasters club about how to celebrate Thanksgiving, let's say. So you modify this part and you keep this part as is. Now it comes up with a whole plan. As you can look at it, it plans my whole 1 hour. Um, it plans my hook, problems, like all these steps that are essentially required in terms of starting a company. At the same time, it as you can see, like it keeps the Indian engineering context very much into the picture when it's planning these things. So it comes up with the whole thing, and now we have a plan. So now that we have a plan, what the next thing what we want to do is start creating our slides. Now, one very important thing to remember is that in the present state, as far as ChatGPT is concerned, ChatGPT is not good with creating a complete slide as such. Like it's not going to generate images as well. So at best, what ChatGPT can do for you is create multi slides presentation where every slide has text. It can give you suggestion of what graphics should be there, but it is not so good with graphics. That is the important thing to remember, which is why my this prompt is very specific. So now that I have the plan, now I want it to work on creating the slides or creating the content of the slides or the text of the slides. So I ask it, based on this strategy, what should be the content of my slide deck? Mention the number of slides and the content for each slide. So based on this prompt, as you can see, it creates 28 slides, and it includes everything. So slide one, title slide, all of those things about whatever should be there in the slide. So it has created the slides and the content of that slides all from scratch. So now we have this. Now, next thing, what we want to do is actually get this into a PowerPoint, because copy pasting content in 28 slides is it's sort of not a job worthy of humans at this point. So we wanted to create a PowerPoint right directly from this. So the next prompt, we tell it that convert this into a PowerPoint file. And by the way, this is the free version of ChatGPT. I do not have, like, for this account, I'm not using any pro version. So this is something which is available to you all. So all these prompts will work directly. None of this are paid or special in any sense. So you tell it to convert this into a PowerPoint file. So now it converts my 28 slides into a PowerPoint file, which I can download. So I click on it and it gets downloaded. Will just open it up. Now, as you can see, it has copy pasted that 28 slides into my PowerPoint. So now I have as you can see, 28 slide PowerPoint. Now this is not usable, right? I mean, this doesn't look good. So quick thing, we go into design in PowerPoint and we just choose a theme that we like. Let's say this one, and we apply it. Now it's a little bit better. You can at least use this for something. Now comes the main question. Am I really going to use this for my very important keynote? No. I am going to, of course, add up my own content. First of all, this is what AI gave me. This is not my story. So I'm, of course, going to add my own content. If you've seen my slides, you know, I mean, this is not how my presentations look. So I'm, of course, going to use something more complicated like Canva to design it, add more graphics and whatnot. Not to mention my actual AI workflow is a lot more complicated than what I just showed you. What I showed you was a very simplistic version of how you can get started with using ChatGPT to create PowerPoints today. When I'm actually creating my keynote PowerPoints, my prompts are a lot more complex. There are a lot more steps involved. So there is a whole portion on how I research my topics using ChatGPT. And I mean, I'll talk about it sometime in the future. It's a whole 10 to 15-minute keynotes in itself. So that is a whole different thing. Then there is, of course, how to design PowerPoints using Canva and Gemini. There are so many tools which can do so much, and so much has been automated that you do not have to build every slide from scratch these days. So that's a whole different topic, and I'll explore that in the future too. And then there is how to create images to add on PowerPoint. That's a whole other topic. How to add graphs to PowerPoint. That's like a whole other topic. So we'll explore that into the future. But the point of today's demo was that ChatGPT really took like a few minutes to create this from scratch. And if you have done like very long keynotes before, which are 1 hour or 20 minutes or somewhere in that range, you know that coming up with this structure, it takes days. And even then, when you come up with this, you'll probably miss out on something. Your transitions wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be as smooth. It wouldn't cover everything. So point is that ChatGPT gives you a skeleton which you can work with. So your workflow changes from, let's say, as compared to before AI, where you are writing your speeches from scratch or designing your PowerPoint from scratch. Today, you can use ChatGPT to at least give you a structure. And then you refine that structure, you add your own flavor to it, and it reduces your job from easily days to hours. All those edits that I was talking about, refining the content, refining the visuals and all those things, it would take me hours. So as compared to before, where I was spending days preparing stuff like this and still not coming up things which were as smooth as this, I now have to just spend hours to come up with the structure and yeah, go with this. So my point is that okay, before that, you might also be wondering why we did this in a three-step process. You can actually write a single prompt to create a whole PowerPoint as well. The benefit of doing this in a three prompt structure is that you get to modify it. You do not like something about your talk plan, you talk to AI about it and you change that before you give this instruction. you do not like the content of your slides, you want suggestions on images too, you want speaker notes as well, you tell AI to do it and it will do that. You want to modify your default PowerPoint before generating it, you can ask it for black background, white text, left aligned text, certain font, certain brand colors, you want to add logos, all that. Fit it into this prompt and it will do that for you. So this is the reason why I used a multi-prompt structure, so that you get more flexibility on using it. And of course, we just used default PowerPoint. And like I mentioned, there's a whole different world to this. So my point really today was to give you a glimpse into what the future of public speaking or PowerPoints look like. My hot take is that in the future, unless and until you are a beginner, you are not going to be writing your own speeches or creating your own PowerPoints. You will be generating these templates or skeletons using AI, and then you'll be modifying that on top of it, because using this as is not going to help you. You are probably not going to get invited again if you use this for a keynote. So of course you need to add your own flavor as well. And but your work will change from writing from scratch to editing the structure given to you by AI. Now my challenge to you is that if you want to make the most out of today's talk, I'll publish this recording sometime uh, soon, and I'll put in the link of my YouTube channel in the chat where I'll publish it, so you can go and look this over. But my challenge to you is that when the next time you give a speech in Toastmasters, and anyways, now we have so many uh, projects where we do need to present slides and whatnot. My challenge to you is use this process, get acquainted with it, and then explore the complexity. This is like very simplistic process, but explore this process more. Design your own slides, research your content using ChatGPT and whatnot. If you do that, that is how you will get acquainted with this new process and be ready for the future. That is how you will save days by using this. So that's all I wanted to communicate to you. Save your time by using this, by getting acquainted with it. So for your next speech, do try this flow out. And if you have any doubts, feel free to reach out to me via email. Now I still don't see the red card, so maybe we still have time. So any questions? Okay, there's a red card. Never mind. So if you have any
Justin,
questions, feel free to stay back after the meeting and we can talk then. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
thank you so much, Tanish. That was very insightful, and I think will save all of us plenty of hours in the future. Very well done. Thank you.